Hello, everyone. So our next shape is a kite. A kite is a quadrilateral with two pairs of adjacent sides congruent and no opposite sides congruent. A rhombus cannot be a kite. So when we look at our kite here, we have two pairs. So ST and TW, those are congruent. And then we have WR is congruent to SR. So that's our two pairs of congruent sides. So now our properties or our theorems. If a quadrilateral is a kite, then the diagonals are perpendicular. So there's a right angle right here in the middle. If a quadrilateral is a kite, then exactly one pair of opposite angles is congruent. And those opposite angles are always going to be the two that are in between our different pairs of congruent sides. So in this up here, it's TSR is congruent to angle TWR. So find the measures of the numbered angles. So it's quadrilateral. So quadrilaterals, the sum is 360. So I know in this shape, because 1 and 2 are in between my two pairs of congruent sides, those are congruent. So I'm going to call those both x. So that means x plus 101 plus 48 equals 360. So that's 2x plus 149 equals 360. I subtract 149 from both sides. And that's 211. Divide both sides by 2. And x equals 105.5. So when I look at number 2, I'm going to zoom in on it, I think. There we go. Angle 1 is right here where our diagonals meet. Well, remember, our diagonals are perpendicular. So that means angle 1 equals 90 degrees. Now to find angle 2, I'm going to focus on the fact that that's right angle. So I'm going to look at this blue triangle that I'm making here. So it's going to be angle 2 plus 65 plus 90 equals 180. So angle 2 plus 155 equals 180. Subtract 155 from both sides. And we get that angle 2 equals 25. So I want you to pause and try number 3, which is very similar to number 1. So number 3, I call 1 and 2 both x because those are angles that are equal. So it's 2x plus 124 because that's 44 plus 80 equals 180. Subtract 124. Oh, it doesn't equal 180. Sorry, it's not a triangle. Equals 360. Subtract 124 because it's quadrilateral. Number 2, I used 180 because I was focusing on just part of it, which was only a triangle. So 360 minus 124 equals 236. So 2x equals 236. Divide both sides by 2. And x equals 118. Which is angle 1 and angle 2. Okay, so again, I want you to pause and try 4, 5, and 6 and come back and check. So number 4, angle 1 equals 90 because it's a right angle because our diagonals are perpendicular. Then to find angle 2, I'm going to use the fact that this shape up here is a right triangle. So I'm going to say the measure of angle 2 plus 27 plus 90 equals 180 because that blue is a right triangle. So that's the measure of angle 2 plus 117. Then subtract 117 from 180. I get that angle 2 equals 63. Now, I need to remember in my kite that the angles in between the two congruent pairs are congruent. And this diagonal makes it so I make two sets of congruent triangles. So therefore, angle 3 also equals 63. Number 5 is just like two previous ones. So I'm going to call 1 and 2 both x. So that's 2x plus 59 plus 87 equals 180. I then solved that. And I made the same mistake again. It's not 180, it's 360 because here we're not talking about triangle. We're talking about the whole quadrilateral. So it's 360. 360. I keep making that same mistake. Sorry, it's 360 when it's the whole shape. Subtract 146 from 360. And I get 214. Divide by 2. X equals 107. So number 6, again, angle 1 is a right angle. Angle 2 equals 51 because it's the same as the angle across from it. And then angle 3, I know that this little triangle right here is a right triangle. So it's 90 plus 51 plus angle 3 equals 180. And it's 180 because I'm talking about the triangle. So that's 141 plus angle 3 equals 180. Subtract 141 from both sides. And the measure of angle 3 equals 39. Okay, so now here these get a little more challenging. So again, I'm going to use the fact that I know that this makes a right angle. I'm going to focus on just this triangle right here. When I focus on this triangle, I know that it's 90 plus 10x minus 6 plus 2x equals 180 because I'm focusing just on the triangle. I'm not using this 3x at all because that's part of the other triangle, and I don't know this little tiny angle down here. So that's 84 plus 12x equals 180. Subtract 84. You get 96. Divide by 12. X equals 8. Number 8. I know that 8x is on this left side. It's also on this right side. I also know that this in the middle forms a right angle. So then I'm going to look at this triangle right here. And the angles of a triangle add up to be 180. So it's 90 plus 8x plus 5x minus 1 equals 180. So that's 13x plus 89 equals 180. Subtract 89 from both sides. And 13x equals 91. Divide by 13, and x equals 7. So I want you to pause and try number 9. Here, you need to find x first. So to find x, I set the angles equal to each other because these are the angles that are in between my two pairs of congruent sides. And those two angles are equal. So I solved that and I found x equals 28. So if x equals 28, those two angles are 5 times 28 minus 15, which is 125. Now I need to think about that this top triangle and this bottom triangle are the same. So that means that this angle up here is also y, and this angle down here is y minus 9. And if I use the whole shape, or even just this top triangle here, the angles of a triangle add up to be 180. So I know this one missing angle is 125. The 4x plus 13 equals 125. So that means y minus 9 plus 125 plus y equals 180. So that's 2y plus 116 equals 180. Subtract 116. And I get 2y equals 64. Divide by 2. Y equals 32. It's the end of our lesson for today. If you have any questions, please let me know.